What's up, guys? We have reached episode 13 of the 2026 MLB Team Preview series. Today, we are going to be focusing on the San Diego Padres. But first, as always, shout out to Sunday Swagger, the newest sponsor of the Bat Boy. They have golf-related items, like this hat. That's an awesome hat. They got awesome stuff. I'm going to post it right here. They got shirts, they got hats, they got quarter zips, they got kids' clothes, they got women's clothes. They got other golf-related items, towels, ball markers, cups, things of that nature. Go check them out. There's no promo code for this one. The code is embedded in the link. So down below, there's going to be a link. Go ahead and follow that. You'll get 15% off. All right, let's get into the Padres. 2025, they went 90-72. Came in second in the NL West, Made the playoffs now 4 of the last 6 seasons. However, they have nothing to show for it. 1 wildcard loss, 2 DS losses, and 1 championship series loss. Notable transactions. They have re-signed Michael King, added infielder from Japan, Sungmoon Song. I do like this move a lot. We'll talk about him quite a little bit later. Added third baseman / outfielder / probably DH Miguel Andujar, Nick Castellanos, and a trio of starting pitchers, Griffin Canning, Kyle Hart, and German Marquez. And they have since lost starting pitcher Dylan Cease, first base, second baseman Luis Arias, Ryan O'Hearn, as well as relief pitcher Robert Suarez. I'm not sure what to make of this. Those losses are big. Arias is very good at what he does. I think they can overcome that loss. Dylan Cease is going to hurt. Robert Suarez is going to hurt. But maybe not because of the bullpen that they have, which we'll get into a little bit. But Robert Suarez is still really, really good. And losing Ryan O'Hearn might hurt a little bit. Spring training. Things I'm going to be looking for. First, I want to start with a couple injuries. Griffin Canning ruptured his Achilles in June of last year. He's questionable for opening day. And Jason Adam, relief pitcher, had quad surgery. He was probably, if not the best reliever in 2025, one of the 2 or 3 best relievers in 2025 up until his injury. He is also questionable for opening day, but should be back before May, is what they're saying. Probably sometime in mid-April return. All right, Sungmoon Song. They signed from Japan. I'm extremely intrigued to watch him in the spring. He became an elite hitter in the KBO starting in 2024 into 2025, and he's going to be playing in the World Baseball Classic. So I would like to watch that as well. In 286 games across the last 2 seasons, he's hit .330 with a .525 slug, 66 doubles, 45 home runs, 194 RBIs, 46 stolen bases. Over the last 2 years, he can literally do it all. He's okay on defense. And his path to playing time in San Diego may be complicated. He's primarily a second base, third baseman. He doesn't really have any shortstop experience. And those positions are kind of taken. Machado's not giving up third base spot. Bogarts is locked in as your shortstop. Jake Cronenworth seems to be locked in at second base. I can potentially see him taking Cronenworth's spot if his Japanese bat translates to America. Because that bat is, if that translates the way Ohtani's did and the way Hideki Matsui's did, you have to get him in the lineup. One way or the other. If Jake Cronenworth now becomes your backup utility guy, so be it. The defense seems to be okay. But for a team that's got Machado, you got a good third baseman, you got Bogarts who's a good shortstop, you're okay there on defense. But I want to see what the bat does. I want to watch him in the spring. I want to watch him in the WBC and see if that bat is as good as advertised. You're always intrigued when these Japanese guys come over because they're always so dominant over there. And then we get a mixed bag over here. Like you can get the Yoshida from Boston, who's pretty much a bust. And then you can get the Hideki Matsuis. You can get the Shohei Ohtani, who can do both of them, offense and pitching. So it's kind of a mixed bag. So you're always intrigued when they come over, especially with numbers like that, especially with the bat-to-ball numbers like that. Usually you get the high average, like the Ichiros, or you get the power, like the Matsuis. This guy seems to have both. So it's going to be fun to watch. The bullpen. which I previously mentioned, is once Jason Adam returns, and even with the loss of Robert Suarez, which is going to hurt, don't get me wrong, but this bullpen is going to be sick nasty. Mason Miller, who's probably the best reliever in the sport at the moment, Adrian Morejon, Jason Adam when he's healthy, Jeremiah Estrada, David Morgan, Yuki Matsui could bounce back. This team, starting pitching might be a little bit of an issue, but you're probably only going to need to get through 5 innings. And then if you get through 5 with a lead, I'm not sure how you're going to come back on this team. I mean, this bullpen is sick. It's nasty. Position battles. Starting rotation, as I just mentioned, seems to get a little murky once you reach Musgrove. You got Michael King, Nick Pivetta, Joe Musgrove. After that, it gets a bit murky. Griffin Canning is probably not going to be ready come opening day. But once he's ready, you'll have Randy Vasquez, Herman Marquez, Canning, J.P. Sears, Walker Buehler, who signed a minor league contract, and Miguel Mendez, who is their, I believe, number 3 prospect. Spring starts, I think, is going to dictate a lot of who gets run come opening day, or come, game 4. But Randy Vasquez and Sears both have a lot of experience in the big leagues. Neither one has been great. I'd say roughly mid-4s ERA, probably 5 to 6 strikeouts per 9, not strikeout guys. Herman Marquez spent most of his career in Colorado, so take it for what it's worth. Whatever his numbers are, take them for what they're worth. Pitching in Colorado for half of your career, it's really hard to judge that. Walker Buehler was, the hero of the World Series in 2024 for the Dodgers, went to Boston, and it just didn't work. Now signs a minor league contract with San Diego. I expect him to make the team, but who knows? They got a lot of pitchers here. And then Miguel Mendez is someone who is probably going to get a shot here soon because he's probably got the highest ceiling of all these guys because it's just, you got the prospect potential. First base, seems like Nick Castellanos is trying to get as many reps at first as possible. I did watch San Diego play the other day, and he made a nice diving play at first with a flip to the pitcher who was covering the bag. Kind of looked natural to him, if I'm being honest. Obviously, it's just one play, small sample size, but looks like it's something that he would be able to handle. If that's the case, that's your first baseman, because that's a bat you want in the lineup also. He could also be the DH, which would open the door for Gavin Sheets to play first. Sheets coming off his best season as a big leaguer in 2025, hit 252 with a 105 OPS plus. He can platoon with Castellanos as he's lefty, Castellanos is righty. They could have kind of a platoon situation going at first base or bouncing back between first and DH. Castellanos is getting a bit older. But you also want to keep that DH open for guys like Machado that might need a day off, or Bogarts. You got, and I know they're not old. I say that they're like 32, 33, but Bogarts and Machado probably have a combined 27, 28 years of experience. So giving them a day off here and there might not be a bad thing. Player focus. Manny Machado, the forgotten member of the 2012 rookie triumvirate of Mike Trout and Bryce Harper. He's been so good, and since he moved to San Diego, I feel like he's flown well under the radar, and I don't know why. He's been dominant ever since he came into the league in 2012. His 162 game average over the course of those 13 seasons, 279, 34 doubles, 32 bombs, 98 RBIs, 10 stolen bases, 124 OPS plus. He's not Bryce Harper at his peak. He's not Mike Trout at his peak. I don't know if anybody was really Mike Trout at his peak. But even Bryce Harper at his peak, they were maybe not a full. Trout was probably a full tier above him. Bryce Harper maybe a half a tier above him. But Manny Machado's career needs to be recognized for how good he's been. He's got 2 Gold Gloves. All-Star 7 times, 3 Silver Sluggers. He's finished top 10 in the MVP 5 times, another couple in the top 15 to go along with that. However, and since signing with San Diego, he probably assumed it was coming, but he's still chasing that ring, along with Trout from that bunch. And Bryce Harper as well. Actually, all 3 of them are trying to chase that ring. San Diego's rise to prominence over these last, I'd say, 5 years since they started making some big signings and spending a ton of money unfortunately coincided with the Dodgers' rise. And the Dodgers have just done it a little bit better. So when we thought that San Diego was going to be that team that everybody hated, that was spending all the money, bringing in all the superstars, the Dodgers kind of walked in through the back door and did it just a little bit better and won 3 rings in 5 years. San Diego's good, don't get me wrong, but I think that kind of unfortunately cost Machado a ring. Doesn't take away from his individual performance. He's so good. Career WAR of 61.7. I went down the list of career WAR of all time. These are the people that he's kind of sandwiched between: Ichiro, Tommy John, Mark McGwire, CC Sabathia, Aaron Judge, who's probably going to be leaving that section and rising much further above. But Aaron Judge, Joey Votto, Joe Jackson, Jackie Robinson. He's only 33. Albeit he's entering his 14th season, so the 33 might feel a little more like 37 because he was 20 when he came up. But he's only 33. I mean, he's still probably got, hopefully, I mean, he's signed for a while, but I would say he's got at least 3 good years ahead of him, right? Unless, something starts breaking down, but he could always be, he's got the bat to be a DH, so he doesn't need to play third base forever. He's got the bat to be a DH. So if we got 3 to 4 more really dominant offensive years from him, I mean, this is an all-time player. This is a Hall of Famer that we're watching. I just wanted to give him his flowers. That's all. 2026 outlook. I think the starting pitching is going to dictate the success of this team, which it seems like the first third of this series was how are the prospects going to be? Kind of, is the rebuild successful? Have they rebuilt yet? This third is, you got some good lineups, pitching is a little weak, or you got some dominant pitching, offense is a little weak, and then, the final third, the 10 best teams, you got where offense and pitching come together, and they're just, really good teams. This is kind of in the middle ground. We got a good offense with Sungwoon Song and the Nick Castellanos additions. You got some depth now. Bullpen is nasty. Starting pitching is going to really dictate what happens. If you get through 5 with a lead, or get through 6 with a lead, ideally, that bullpen should be able to shut it down, no matter who's pitching that night, even if Mason Miller's not available, or if Jeremiah Estrada's not available. They got enough sick bullpen arms that they should be able to close 99% of those games. The problem is you got to get through 5 with a lead. San Francisco has also improved, and they should be fighting it out with San Diego for the wild card behind the Dodgers. I find it hard to believe that either one of them is going to beat LA unless something crazy happens. But don't sleep on Arizona either. I believe they're a bit of a knock below both the Giants and the Padres. But, they've had, they got a World Series appearance more recently than either of these teams. So don't sleep on Arizona. But if I had to make my bet right now, I would say I think San Diego's going to come in second in this division. I think they're going to take the wild card spot. I think San Francisco will get a wild card spot too. But I think San Diego's going to lock up probably the top wild card spot, would be my guess. Lastly, shout out to W Energy, who is the OG sponsor of the Bat Boy. Link is down below. Promo code BATBOY, 10% off. I don't have my drink with me this time. I have my tea that I drink for the rest of the day. But go check out W Energy. They got awesome stuff too. Link down below. 10% off. Promo code BATBOY. Monday, we will be back with the Texas Rangers. This is fun now. We're getting into some really good baseball teams now. So this is getting to be a lot of fun. Also on Monday, preview for the World Baseball Classic coming out. So check that out as well. That's going to be starting next week. The tournament's going to be starting next week. So check out that preview. I'm going a little bit more in depth in the rosters and give you kind of a preview of each pool, who I think is going to come out of it, which rosters are the deepest, things like that. So if you haven't subscribed yet, subscribe now. Get all that when it comes out. Appreciate you guys. We will see you next time.